Hello everybody, it's Christine. It is Sunday, so time for Scraplift Crafternoon. The layout today, I do not remember which one found it. I'm so sorry, y'all. But it's, I think Tara. But it's from Caledonia Papercraft. That's her Instagram. And as usual, we'll have the links below if she has a YouTube and that sort of thing. Now what she has is, it looks like this is actually on like a little, very faint stripe or something. And then she's got like a group photo. Then she's got some branding strips going vertical with some torn pieces going behind. So she's kind of got like almost like a T-piece here, but then she's got this diagonal of circles. She has, I want to say, stamped these colored words here. I'm going to do something a little different, kind of similar, but not the same. And then she's got her title down here with like some embellishments kind of around the little circles and stuff. So she kind of got, it's deceptively simple. And what I mean by that is it doesn't look like a, it looks kind of simple, but then when you start getting into the details, there's tons of cute little details. She actually has tissue paper behind the photo with a photo mat. So that's pretty neat. It's lots of little details in there. And what I pulled out is a bunch of mess, y'all. My photo is going to be this. So she's got a little bit of a horizontal. Ours is a vertical. My daughter took this kind of interesting, zoomed out selfie thing. We were in Galveston at Pleasure Pier here. So y'all don't mind my hair. Don't even worry about it. It's good. It's good. So that's my little photo here. And then I have pulled out my August 2023 kit. And what I'm kind of thinking here, so because it has all these like summertime things, and that kind of goes with my summertime picture here. And I say it's summertime. I mean, technically it's, September, but it's okay. And then what I also pulled out for all those words, I think I'm going to use this Dilution stamp, y'all. It's kind of older stamp. I don't see the date on here anywhere. I've had it for quite a little while, at least probably 10 years if I'm honest. But I love how she's got these like words, and they're like, you can stamp them and then like cut them out. So that's kind of my plan, because I wasn't going to stamp, because I want to use this stripe here. It's very much bolder than hers, but I think it'll work. And then I think I'm going to use, this little lemon thing here. I'm not certain, but I think so, because I think it's bright enough against this black and white. It'll show up. If not, I'll end up with this one. Maybe I'll go that route, only because the pattern, I need to want to make sure I don't lose my lemons, but I like the lemons. Kind of like the lemons, y'all. So one of those two pieces of paper. That's my last 3 full sheets anyway, this kit. Although, I do have all these scraps over here, y'all. So should I try to use up my scraps? No, I think I'll use the lemons, because I can use this as one of my little strips here. That's kind of cute. So, but this could be one of the torn pieces maybe. I don't know, I have to see. We'll have to see. That's what I'm starting with though, y'all. Oh, and I pulled out also some Tim Holtz little small phrases, because again, she does have, on this side over, she's got little phrases in these areas too, so I may have to use something else. So that's kind of my thinking here, y'all. She doesn't have a ton of ephemera, but I do have quite a few, so we'll see what comes out of that. And I've got all these branding strips, y'all. Well, that's not branding strip, but this is all branding strips, y'all. So I have plenty to choose from. So that is what I'm starting with. So give me just a minute, and I will be back on. What is this, y'all? What is this? Oh, a heart. I wonder how you fill out. I'll be back in a second. Okay, gang. So the first thing I did is I did pull out my Misty, because I had the word stamp, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to probably screw it up, and I do. So I put it on there, and it's not the Misty's fault. I actually pushed too hard is kind of what happens to me. So I used my little distress ink there, and I put the stamp down. I kind of press on it, and it works pretty good there, except I kind of push on it, and it looks okay, but I thought it looked a little smushy. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do one more and just see how it turns out. And I drop it, so I have to move over another side. So I'm going to end up using my Misty over here, and you can kind of see it's already left a little impression. But that's okay. I'm going to take it and just lay it down. I don't press quite so hard this time, so it doesn't get so squishy, and I enjoy that particular impression. So that's the one I'm going to go with in a minute. I think I'll show you real quickly here. All I do now is I take my scissors and I cut it. Now, you don't have to. Obviously, the image is what it is, but I do like to cut them, and I'll use them separately, and you'll see that in just a minute. Now, here's where I take that yellow, like lemon paper, and I've got my my circle punches there, and I'm just cutting these out. Now, my photo orientation is different than hers. So that the lower left-handed dot down there, she kind of had hers on the bottom of her photo, but I'm going to end up putting mine, well, I start on the left-hand side, and I'll end up moving it, though, to the bottom. I don't know why to do that, but I guess initially I thought to. And then here's all my little vertical branding strips here, and I'm kind of just figuring out, okay, which ones do I want to go up and down. And again, she's got a little more space because her picture orientation is horizontal, but it turns out looking really cute, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I think this layout turned adorable. Here's where I'm kind of trying to pick my photo mats. I kind of thought to maybe use that yellow zigzaggy on there, but I decided against it. I'm going to use these pink floral paper. I'm going to take that yellow away. I don't know if I show you, but I decided to use the packaging from the embellishments because it was this real pretty little, tiny little black and white polka dot. This might be where I find it. The Hip Kit stuff, is that it? Yes. So the Hip Kit stuff, their embellishments and things always come with really great packaging, y'all. It is cardstock as opposed to paper, but it always has a really pretty pattern that matches the month's collection. And so I do hang on to those even after I'm kind of killed the collection because, as I've said before, their color palettes and stuff work together. And, of course, this case, it's just black and white. But I thought it was real pretty. It's a real tiny little black and white polka dot. It looks really cute on top of this kind of bold stripe, honestly. Now, I will actually end up in a minute putting something between even that. But this is me just building my photo mat with that packaging. You can kind of see. And I just kind of trashed the scrap. I think I keep one of the scraps, but I don't think I keep them all from the packaging because it's, you know, whatever. Now, here is where I'm pulling out the tissue paper because she had tissue paper. Now, one of my little tips or hints or whatever is, you know, you can try to tear this, and I'm sure you'd be all right. But if you use just a little damp brush and just kind of draw yourself your little line where you want it to tear, it'll tear right along your line. So I laid it down. I took my little damp brush, and I'm going to just kind of basically make a little square around it. And in a second, I'm just going to tear it, and it tears right along my little line there. So I don't know when I figured that out or saw somebody do that. It's been so long now, I couldn't tell you. But you see, it tears right along your line. It's real nice. So I'm going to bake my little photo mat here. I think maybe one corner I didn't put enough water in it. Tears a little off, but not by much. And it's very easily done. And then I'll end up putting my photo on top of this. And so I do go ahead and do that tissue like she did. Now, I use blue because basically that's what I had. And then secondly, I thought it looked real pretty against the black and white. It's kind of like, it reminded me of water. You know, we're down there at Galveston, and I thought to myself, it looks kind of like water. Now, I have punched out them yellow polka dot, or those big yellow circles out of the lemon paper. And I decided to go ahead and scuff the edges of them. I can't tell for sure if she did. I didn't really you know, get so close I could tell that, or if you can tell, I don't know in a picture if you can, but I decided to go ahead and scuff those, and this is where I go ahead and organize my polka dots behind my picture. I don't know why I did that, to be honest with you, except I know the branding strips need to go behind all that. Now, this upper right one, for some reason I had initially in my head that she had her circle going off the page, so I glued mine down, and I kind of plan on that. And then I realized later on the sketch she didn't have it going off the page, but by that time I kind of decided I liked it. So he stays kind of, I'll trim that off in just a minute where the polka dot's going off the page. Now here's where I'm just picking my up and down branding strips. I really like this colored stripe. So I'll definitely make sure that's the longest piece. That's kind of, I think, my favorite one, to be honest with you. I don't know why. It just attracts me because there's pretty little florals and stuff. But I just kind of picked some that I think are going to be, you know, good little contrast against each other. And I'm just kind of identifying the lengths here, and I'm going to cut them down. I have to be a little bit careful. I don't want to cut them too short because, you know, I need them to show behind the photo as a stair step. And if I cut too short, I'll end up with, you can't see the ones on the left there. So, but I think I did a pretty good job. Now, I'll use my wet Nuvo glue just to kind of I'll do the middles first. Because I figured if I mess it up and I needed to pull it up for some reason, I'm only going to tear up the middle part of the paper there. But I don't. I actually do a good job. I don't screw anything up. So now I've got all my little branding strips glued down. Now, what I do almost screw up, y'all, is I put glue on the back of this photograph, and I start to lay it down, and then I go, oh, shoot, I forgot the horizontal piece. Y'all, if you're watching the layout and I don't try to screw something up, it's not my layout. I'm sorry. It's just not me. I almost screw up almost every layout. But at the same time, I can almost always figure out a way to make it work within the layout. So I think I've said this before, scrapbooking, you got to be a little bit creative with your problem solving, you know, if you boo-boo. So I think that's part of the process for me anyways. It's like, okay, well, how do I fix that little mess I just made? I like this little yellow polka dot piece here. So I'm going to take it, I cut that branding strip off, and then I'm going to tear it, and that's going to go horizontally behind my photo. Thankfully, my wet glue had not quite set, so I'm able to lift the photo up and get my little horizontal piece up underneath there. Let me tell you a little bit about the picture. So my daughter took it. She used that funny little wide angle thing on the selfie, or I think it was, no, it might not have been a selfie. It might have been the regular direction. You like pull the little wide angle or whatever, and it makes your arm really long. But it was me, my husband, my daughter, and her boyfriend, and we were down in Galveston, and we were at this Pleasure Pier. Now, Pleasure Pier, I'm going to have some folks on here that are from Galveston. I'm almost certain of it. I know I have some on Instagram. I'm sorry, I don't remember which one's which. I try to comment back to everybody, so sometimes I mix y'all up, and I'm so sorry as to where I see you, not like necessarily who you are, but where I see you. So, but I'm almost certain I have some Galveston people, but I think it was Harvey. So, and the reason I'm saying this, correct me if I get it wrong, but there was this really, really old hotel on this pier, and I cannot remember the name of it, so my apologies again. If you're from Galveston, you feel free to correct me and add some details down there. But anyway, it's this really, really old hotel, and I believe it was Harvey that knocked it out. It just took it out, right? So no more hotel. And they took that pier and they built this, they call it Pleasure Pier. And it's got like roller coasters and some rides and stuff on it. And it's also got restaurants, and one of them is the Bubba Gump restaurant. That's a chain technically, but I don't know that my husband had ever seen one before, so he's decided Bubba Gump is from Galveston. And it's just, it's a shrimp seafood restaurant or whatever. It's Forrest Gump themed, and he really likes that for some reason. He never even gets shrimp. Well, he gets shrimp cocktail, but he don't order shrimp. He usually orders like salmon or something, so it's real funny. But the whole time we were talking about going to Galveston, he's like, I want to go to Bubba Gump. Okay, so I've got my little horizontal shelf. Now, I did add a little blue piece on the top of my torn piece. I don't know that she had that second piece, but I liked it. And now I'm kind of I'm finding my little embellishments to go on the circles. I think I've also glued down my little stamped words over there on the left-hand side next to the photo. Now, again, she had stamped it directly, I think, on the cardstock, but I used mine as a little cut-apart piece. If I haven't glued it down, I will, because I had it lay there for a little while. Saturn stepped on it a couple of times, but it's okay. I did go into my Tim Holtz small phrases or whatever, and I found a few little other phrases too. And then in the ephemera, there was a couple little word sets, so I pulled all those out because she had little wordy bits kind of all over. So I had to pull out, built out some little mini embellishment clusters on the big circles, basically. Underneath the Lovely Day, I do put a little chipboard butterfly down there. But this little set of black words down here on the bottom circle threw me off just a little bit because she had hers kind of coming from underneath the circle. And I kind of wanted to, but I didn't have enough of a little tail. So mine's going to end up on top. So now I have all my little wordy bits on the top piece up there, and I have my little wordy bits on the bottom, and wordy bits above the title. So there's little wordy bits everywhere. And then I find these little these little chipboard hearts that was in the chipboard. And it's kind of a really, really like a charcoal gray, I think. And I thought those would look pretty kind of scattered around. And that's all I'm going to do the layout, y'all. I think this turned out so cute, actually. I really enjoyed this one. So thank you so much, Tara, for finding it. Anyways, make sure you check out the playlist below. Everybody will be down there. She also always makes sure we put the original poster. If they have Instagram, that'll be there. If they have YouTube, that'll be there. All the good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I should have a 30 days of sketches. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm a little behind. I'm not nearly as far ahead as I wanted to be. And I'm scared, y'all. So anyways, y'all stay tuned, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.